Well, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the Woe Pony podcast, where you are invited to listen to the beautiful, dulcet, sultry tones that come out of the mouths of Grace Clark and my guest today, David Wilson. Claps for David, snaps for David. David
Hello,
George,
everyone.
how are you today?
Yeah, not bad.
Thank you for coming back to join me this week.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having
as
me.
always, every week I'm in need of a co-host, so if anyone wants to fill out an application, please
anytime
do.
you ask me if
Well,
I'm not
that's not true, 'cause
working.
sometimes you're busy.
Well, you've got to earn the dollar.
I'm just looking at my
But
dress.
if I'm
'cause
not, then I'm always up for a chat
always up for a chat live
up
on the
for a chat on
radio,
the radio.
and to be
for the whole world to hear.
streamed for the whole world to
Yeah.
hear, and podcasting services. You know, this podcast gets listened to more in America than in the UK.
Why is that?
I have no idea. I would like them to tell me. I would like the listeners to tell me.
If you're from America,
Yeah, particularly
in.
a place called Ashburn. or from Washington DC. There's quite a few people.
it's the president. Hi, Jay. Hi, Jay. We did it, Joe.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Trump.
He's not the president. He doesn't live there anymore.
No, but he was.
He did. Yeah, he moved out.
Well, at the minute, I don't think he lives.
I think the bailiffs went in. They kicked him
Anyway,
out.
we shan't discuss. I'm not having that on my podcast. Not now, not ever. Anyway, this is the Woe Pony podcast. If you've not listened before, my name is Grace, and each week I come to you as a millennial, Gen Z. I don't know what I am. Apparently, I'm a zillennial. And I decide to choose a topic, and I decide to give you my opinion on it for no reason whatsoever. My unsolicited opinions. We banter about it with my co-host, whoever that may be, in the hopes of entertaining you with some comedic value for 35, 40 minutes.
And to enrich the lives
of the listeners.
Of
And clearly someone must be enjoying it, but,
that one person in Ashbourne.
That one
loving
person in America, maybe they're just, maybe they're fascinated more than anything. Maybe they're not enjoying it. Maybe they're fascinated.
No, a social study,
mate.
Ooh.
What if someone's studying this for their dissertation?
Don't. This is getting very 1984.
That's like a pity listen.
Can you hear me all right?
I can. Why?
Just because.
Can you not hear you? Should I turn you up? Is that better?
Oh, that's different.
That's right.
Maybe turn me down.
Right. Okay. Yes. Anyway, so we choose a topic each week, and this week, the last time you were on, we spoke about sports. I like the sports.
I like to do the sports.
And this week, we're going to be talking about.
I don't like to do the catfish.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about catfishing.
I catfish my neighbour.
The art of catfishing, the act of
art,
catfishing. Catfishing as a verb, as an adjective, as a doing word.
Why is it called catfishing? Like, what's catfish
I'm not
got
too
to do
sure,
with
but I
it?
tell you what, we'll Google it and we'll tell the listeners.
Yes.
Which means you Google
Get
it
ready.
whilst I natter. So that's going to be the topic of this week, and we record this at the Riverside Radio station in southwest London. Whoop whoop. And if you're listening on the radio live, then we'll have a little break later with some songs intermittently. We had a bit of ABBA, if you were listening on the radio just before, a bit of Voulez-Vous, and later on we've got some cracking tunes, including a lovely song from Greece after the sad news of our iconic.
She is iconic, yeah.
The most iconic Australian probably ever. Olivia Newton-John.
She will live forever.
We're going to be a tribute. Yeah, I don't quite believe it. But anyway, yeah, shall we go into the topic of the week, David? Are you happy?
Go.
Are you ready? Are you warmed up?
I guess so.
Oh, a bit of enthusiasm, please.
Let's go! Is that better?
Maybe further away from the microphone.
Sorry.
Are you ready? Are you present? Are you here?
I'm here.
Right,
here. I've been feeling, I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a bit low energy.
Yeah, the first thing David said when I got in the car.
I'm very low energy, but I've got
An energy drink in my bag, darling. Well,
I need external help to gain such energy.
And then we listened to some ABBA.
That worked.
Oh yeah,
that always
we
works
were
a treat.
just in the car screaming,
Did I?
money, money, money. Yeah. I do love
ABBA.
I just want to say this.
I haven't
before we
listened to
start
them
the topic.
in a while.
Well, I just want to clarify for everybody and state that ABBA aren't a band. They are a musical identity. They are more than a band.
Much like Queen.
Elton John. There's a reason that there's a musical. Because ABBA are musicals in themselves, each and every one of them.
They're not just a song.
They're not just a band. They are a musical entity. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Anyway, catfishing.
Yeah, did we actually say what we're talking about this week? We're going to go catfishing.
Did you just ask if we've said what we're talking about? David, that was 2.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. We'll have to go. Rewind.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Did you just have a moment? No, we literally just said it. You even sang it.
Maybe I zoned out when you were... I was probably looking at what catfishing... No,
you said, I like to do the catfish.
I like catfish with my neighbour on the Dell computer.
You even said it yourself.
I said it in a funny accent.
Did you?
Accent?
It was an accident, yeah.
Oh.
Did you black out? Are you all right?
I think so, but I'm back.
Yeah, so this week we're talking about catfishing. We've been doing a lot of topics around dating and stuff, because dating in a modern world is very popular to chat about.
And it's very hard to navigate, so I feel like people need a lot of help. Yeah,
it's also very relatable to a lot of people. The only person that doesn't know what it is when I told my mum earlier what we're doing, she said, "Oh, all right, okay. Is that going to be a good topic?" And I was like, "Yes, Mum, I promise you, yes, it's going to be a very good topic, for even if you don't know what it is." David, could you give me the definition of catfishing, please?
Oh, yes. Is it in the dictionary? It might be.
It must be, surely.
Catfishing.
To catfish. One must catfish.
Catfishing refers to when a person takes information and images, typically from other people, and uses them to create a new identity for themselves.
Did you find out why it's called catfishing?
I think it was actually the documentary or the show that coined the phrase.
Really?
Apparently.
Do you know what I think it is? Maybe I'm just making this up. Maybe it's a load of rubbish. What I think it is because when you hear, if you didn't know what a catfish was, as in the animal, right, you would think that it is a fish that looks like a cat. But it doesn't look like a cat. It just looks like a fish.
It has whiskers.
Yes, but it doesn't look like a cat, does it? It doesn't look like a pussy cat. So
just like a dogfish doesn't look like a dog.
Maybe that's where it's come from. Exactly. But cat... yeah, why didn't they call it dogfish? Because that sounds a bit more... Because it's not nice, catfishing.
No,
catfishing
dogfishing sounds more appropriate to the action. Yeah.
But anyway, so we wanted to talk about it. You've written down some cute little points in your notepad. He comes ever prepared.
Yes. It's my work notepad, but I stole it for this reason, for today.
Right, okay. We've had a confession live on air. This is
I'm
evidence
a klepto.
for the impending courtroom.
Well, to be fair, this notepad was a gift from my new boss, which was nice.
Oh, that is nice. Yes. Yeah, they expected you to do work in it.
I have. It's mostly work. There's just 2 pages on radio topics.
Oh, fair enough.
But I want to be prepared for you.
Yes, David. Have you ever been catfished?
Not to the point of meeting someone.
Yes, so I think we need to... There's certainly a scale of catfishing. Yeah. There's the lower end, which we've probably experienced, of... someone just doesn't look like the picture, but it is their picture. Someone...
Oh, no, I've experienced people who are clearly someone else to who they're
right, so that's the other end of the scale, where someone actually purposefully catfishes.
I've actually been catfished by my own picture.
No way!
In it. How bizarre is that?
That is the stupidest catfish I've ever heard
I know. I think they didn't know it was me, obviously, because I'd taken my profile picture down because I was, I don't know,
that is
on the
not
DL on the down low.
They need to do more research. But anyway, the extreme catfishes.
I mean, it's quite a compliment to that out of anyone. They just chose my picture to put as this generic person today.
Well, so that's the thing. So for anybody that doesn't know what catfishing is, to like the extreme extent that's on the show Catfish, is someone that purposefully takes another person's picture. So say I take David's pictures. I pretend to be David.
Yeah.
I
you get
talk
lots
as
of
David,
attention, obviously.
literally, and
So
say
much.
like I'm chatting to other people as David, that would make me a catfish. That is something maliciously, intentionally done. Whereas
lying.
some people, I'm lying,
You're lying.
exactly, and
Liar.
it's only done over social media. It's only done over the internet. And then, so in the show, what happens is they meet up with those people that they think they're meeting, and it turns out to be to say,
there's the
I
two
would go and
guys,
meet.
there's the two hosts, and then they do some the scoping, and they do some
So
FBI
say-
work on the
Yeah.
mobile phones and the emails and where
Yeah.
they track to, and it's all very clever.
So say Josh, for the listeners that know Josh. Say I
They
was
say it's
chatting
very
to
clever.
Josh.
It's probably just a Google reverse image search.
Well, yeah.
That's
But
all
say,
they're
so
doing.
say I
But
was
yeah.
chatting to Josh as David. They would then invite me to go and meet Josh, and then I would reveal myself to be not only not David, but a woman called Grace. And then I am therefore the catfish. That's the extreme end of it, where people just intentionally ruin other people's lives.
Well, yeah.
But there is the other end of it, where some people accidentally catfish.
Well, they post a 10 photo
Yeah.
when they're and
In
then
real
show up
life.
as a 6.
Exactly, yes. They post a picture that's a 12 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's been edited to the high heavens.
Oh, yeah.
Which I
badly.
guess isn't always
And
accidental.
you'd think that you could spot things like that. You'd think you can spot when a photo's
You'd
been edited to the high heavens.
But I mean, I've met
'Cause
up
that-
with someone before who their pictures were flattering, to say the least. The pictures, I thought they were very
There's
cute.
one
In
one
real life,
occasion.
no attraction.
I think one occasion where I showed up to someone's house and their picture did not relate to their profile at all.
Yeah.
It was the same person, but just I imagine them to be so much different.
Yeah, or it's when people use really old pictures.
Yeah, 10 years old, taken on their
Taken on their granddad's lap.
digital camera.
Yeah. I've actually got some stories, if I can share a couple with you.
Please. Yes, no,
I
please.
found on the... Well, yes, no, please. Thank you very much. Yes, no.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Best wishes, kind regards. I found some stories from people that have been catfished.
Mm-hmm.
Should I tell you the ones from people that I know that have told me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this was told to me just before the show started. My friend said, I met this girl online, arranged to meet at Waterloo Station, and she said she would have a red coat on. I saw her in the distance, and as she approached, I could see she looked nothing like her pictures at all. As she got closer, I was praying it wasn't her, and she walked straight past me. Massive sigh of relief, because I really fancied this girl that I'd been chatting to. In the distance, I saw another lady in a red coat who looked beautiful, and I thought, this is her. She looks much better than her picture as well.
Doesn't bode well when there's comparison.
Exactly. Then I felt a tap on the shoulder and heard my name.
Oh, no.
It was the first girl after all. It is like a horror movie sometimes, really, isn't it? Someone said quite comically, I had to ask him if he was the guy because he looked nothing like his pictures.
Oh, and there's no nice way to say. So the guy in your picture is that? You?
So those are the lesser
No
ends
nice
of
one,
things.
yeah.
Here's some stories of the extreme ends where people actually go out of their way to lie about who they are.
I don't know. On a
Isn't the
BuzzFeed
internet-
article, yes.
Exactly. This person said, I met a guy online and we dated for over a year. I met his parents,
Oh,
slept in his apartment, and met his friends.
What happened?
And then randomly he disappeared. I paid $9.95 for a sketchy internet lookup service and found out that he was married with 2 children and he was 10 years older than me and he'd given me a fake last name.
oh.
Now that's to the extreme
That's
end,
weird.
and that does happen. You see the
Yeah.
Tinder swindler and things like that.
You've mentioned
and-
that before, and I've still not seen it.
Yeah, it's although
to get on
that
that.
wasn't catfishing. That was just like
I guess it's just secrets that you're not telling,
yeah.
and having a whole another identity.
Internet dating can be a lovely place, but you have to be careful with it's very good to verify
things
people.
like having kids or having a wife,
Yeah.
or having a family.
It does
you
sound
need
a
to
bit-
tell your new partner that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
'Cause otherwise
it does sound
that's-
a bit much, but you do have to kind of do a bit of research into someone if you've met them online. Ask for their social medias if they don't have them, because there are some people now
That is
that
a great
don't
point.
have them.
Well done.
FaceTime them.
Yes,
Get
I
them to
always
send a voice note
I always
first.
FaceTime. I always
Ease
FaceTime
into
before
it,
I
you know.
meet.
If they're too nervous to do the FaceTime first, send a voice note and then get them to send one back, and
you know
then
what?
FaceTime.
FaceTiming is a great way for me to sort of fancy them even more. Is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Because if they are real and I see I hear the way they talk, their mannerisms, you get attracted. It adds a bit of humanity to that person.
Exactly, and you also
which you can be attracted to more.
Yeah.
And so when I go to meet, I'm a bit more comfortable because I'm
they're not just a picture. You've seen them digitally, but you've seen them as themselves,
and so you feel like you know them a bit more as well.
Yeah, and also you do want to do some other checks, like do they have a weird voice? Because even if it is them, they might sound like a weirdo, or they might actually
have a weird accent,
or they might actually talk in a very strange way that puts you off. You know, I've had that before where I've met someone and their pictures,
not in a mean way,
but there was just something that really threw me off. Like their mannerisms were really odd.
I guess people would call it the ick. I believe.
Yes, I believe so. Which we have covered before in a topic of the week. I can't remember what episode it was. I believe it might have been episode 4 or something like that.
I believe it was with you and Oliver Wood.
Yes, it was. It was with me and Oliver Wood, and we did it season 2. If you want to have a look and listen back, that was one of our very successful episodes. Hence why we're coming back and doing something like this.
Why are you doing this as well?
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of ASMR. I'm actually really tempted to start my own ASMR.
What would you do?
ASMR.
Yeah, but would you eat? Would you talk? Would you do?
No, the eating one's gross. I don't need to be in someone's mouth. I would do ones that make people fall asleep. Oh. Like nice little personal attention, like where they stroke the camera like this.
Oh, okay.
And they're there.
They stroke the cat. Oh, okay. So you're putting the viewer to sleep.
Yes. Yeah. No, I wouldn't put myself to sleep.
I was thinking more like telling a story, or doing like one of those Headspace nightscape stories.
Yeah, I could do that.
I would love to have a nice
but
voice.
But you do it in an ASMR way.
You
do the little flitting fingers.
You're on a beach.
Yeah.
And
that's just a bedtime story. That's not ASMR really.
Above you, the waves crashing in the sand.
Why are you American if you do it?
Because they're all American.
No, they're not.
On Headspace they are. Imagine if it was a Scouse or someone or Welsh, and it would be like, right, so you're on the beach, right?
Oh, that would be really nice.
It'd be
a Welsh person.
I don't know. It wouldn't send me to sleep. I'd constantly focus on the fact that they're a different.
No, the Welsh accent would send me right to sleep.
I guess so. Maybe it's a bit motherly, but if it was a really harsh accent, like.
Anyway.
I don't know, Scouse. Anyway. Catfishing,
yeah. There's another one of which is an example of the extreme end of things, David. This person said, when I was in my early 20s, I modelled. Hello. And a model named Hannah messaged me out of the blue to talk about some industry stuff
Hannah.
That she had questions on. We ended up being fast friends and had decided to do a double lingerie shoot one day.
A what?
A double lingerie shoot.
So 2 lingerie.
They became friends
shoots.
And they'd arranged to they were both models, became friends, and they arranged to do a shoot together in lingerie.
Very nice.
Okay. I didn't know that this would trip you up so far. Okay. We were going to meet this photographer called Mario to do it with. Hannah never showed up. I did the lingerie shoot with the photographer and that was that. I repeatedly messaged her and never heard a word again. I worked with that photographer a few times after that, but nothing out of the ordinary. A year later, I found out that Mario is in prison for impersonating a girl named Hannah and shooting underage girls in nude shoots.
No.
Exactly.
Oh dear.
That is the far, far extreme end.
Jeez.
That is why catfishing is evil.
That's malicious. That's
exactly. But it's so easy though. It's so easy.
There's
to
other
do.
intent going on there.
It's so easy to make new profiles on everything.
Mm-hmm. There's a big reality show based on that.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm not into Catfish. No, I'm talking about The Circle.
Oh yes, which is also a game.
It's a game show. It's a game show, and I'm like, it's a reality show.
It's a bit like Big Brother.
Big Brother, but
if they all have their own
behind
separate rooms and we're behind a screen,
which is ideal.
Can you
me.
explain the basic premise of The Circle in one sentence?
In one sentence, okay.
Market it to me. You're pitching it to I'm Netflix or Amazon Prime or something.
So I've got this really cool
and
show,
I say,
right?
what is The Circle?
So The Circle is like this.
Why are you from Bristol?
Don't know.
Okay.
I thought this was an acting exercise. No. It's a show where you can be anyone, even yourself, and have to convince everyone to like you without speaking to them ever.
Yeah, so basically you have to, you're in separate rooms.
You have to create a profile.
And there's there's lots of people, and you have to decide
create
whether
yourself
to be yourself or someone else.
you know, someone completely a stranger.
And basically the most likeable person wins, because each week
sort of
gets
few
voted
days
off.
someone gets like blocked.
Yeah, someone
They call
gets
it
blocked. Yeah. And it's whoever is the
and they're
least...
blocked by the influences. Like
Yeah. So you have to decide, am I likeable enough, or should I be a catfish and be someone else?
It's so silly, and I don't usually get into reality shows. Like
it's
a
really
bit silly.
interesting though, the
But
psychology behind it.
I was engrossed in it. I was engrossed in the show. I loved it.
What would you do? Would you be yourself?
Maybe. I think I would be truthful. I think I would.
You think you're likable as yourself?
Because as you lie, hey,
it took so long.
None of that now. To create this lie, lies are like snowballs. As in, you roll them down the hill, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
and
and
bigger.
you're not very good.
You constantly have to be really on the case and really not trip yourself up by completely negating something you said earlier. And you have to remember everything, and it's
You have to live the lie, and you have to remember the narrative. But that's why a lot of people win that are really good at that. There have been people.
Yeah,
that win
the guy on the first season was great. He was called Alex, and I think he played a girl who was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then he called himself Kate, and pretended to be her.
Yeah.
And Kate was this really, really nice, looked like a really nice, lovely, gentle person, and he won.
Yeah.
And he won 100k. And you're rich. You're rich.
He was rich. Wow. Rich. Yeah.
But I think if I were to go on that show, I would be myself because
you're a bad liar, is what you're saying.
Not that I'm a bad liar.
You trip up on your own lies.
No, I don't. I would give it my best go.
But something would happen, and then you'd get caught out.
And also, I'd like to see if my profile's likable.
Yeah, but that's not a good reflection of you, though. So then you just get upset that no one likes you.
Grace has such little faith that people would like me. That's so mean.
I don't think I would be myself.
Who would you be? Would you be old? Would you be young? Would you be male? Would you be female? Would you be a pop star? Would you be a fisherman? I don't know.
I think I would be. Well, that's a lot.
You got to be bold. You got to be. You got to be wiser. Okay, go.
Okay, thank you. I would be a man. Okay. I would be older. I would be a homosexual, and I would be married with 2 adopted children.
You're assuming that gay people are nice.
No, I'm assuming that people love older gay men that adopt children. And that they would feel too bad about voting
I think that screams. I think that would scream.
Who would people rather keep on? That persona?
No, but if I was on that show, that would scream. I've tried to make the nicest person up.
Yeah, but you don't know whether channel whatever has just got them on it for
True. We just don't know.
We just don't know. But anyway, what we do know is that we have to wrap this up because in 20 seconds...
It is nearly 1:30, people.
Yeah, we've got some... on Riverside Radio, we've got some adverts, which we have to contractually play. But
and then some songs. And then some cool songs.
But if you're listening on the podcast, we will literally be 7 seconds, because that's how long the jingle is, and then we'll be right back playing again.
Oh, yeah, we'll be right back on the pod.
Yeah, on the pod. Are you ready?
The pod.
On the pod. Are you ready?
Ready!